Chapter 28. Split. As Kai lay in the silence of the night, thoughts of home, of Halfdan, his best friend, and of Torah resurfaced. He now felt obligated more than ever to return, and this urgency drove him into a mad state of frenzy as he feared for his loved one's safety. But the mad frenzy he felt would quickly subdue into a state of questioning, of doubt, and of second-guessing the madman's words. Will the Langers come looking for me, knowing I am behind enemy lines? Is this propaganda, a kind of re-education to get me to believe a narrative bred more from rivalry than it is from truth, he thought. Everything he imagined, every single thought, picture, or person, coupled with the dripping water in the background, merged into one surreal moment of two competing narratives, now in full clash with each other, now at battle. It was a surreal battle, fought with ideas and thoughts as old as the battle of the Langers and Trousts, fighting with spears and axes themselves. But is not such the history of history, the battle of ideas over a grand narrative that mankind spends vast amounts of precious time and energy to not only lay claim to, but to lay claim within the boundaries and confines of one's own tribe, so as to justify the next move, no matter how radical it would look from an outsider looking in. This grand narrative was not congruent. It was as split as Kai's mind now felt. And furthermore, this confusion, this anxiety around the potential dangers of Kai's loved ones at home, clashed with an unrelenting skepticism of the Trousts, the tribe he was raised to distrust. Was Torah in need of saving, or was this merely the enemy's propaganda to re-educate him into an alternative worldview that, if adopted, could only drag his very soul into an alliance and loyalty with any Troust willing to reach out and help rescue those behind Langer lines? Are the Trousts even willing to help rescue his cursed tribe? And would those behind Langer lines even see clearly enough to receive the help? Or could this joint effort to rescue those Langers facing systemic genocide be a betrayal of the highest degree of truth itself, which truth was, and has always been, the narrative favorable to the Langers, the one that preserved peace, order, and security in the tribe, the one that was the very mechanism for survival in crowning Vikings worthy of honor? Kai was on a path that had now reached a fork, a divided mind taken by two tribes, by two tales, by two testimonies of terror against the other, yet that assured trust within its own ranks. A divided mind, Kai realized, he had to make a decision about the nature of reality itself and not waver. Further knowledge could be the means by which he discovered and discerned fact from fiction. But from who? And for how long? Whose words were worthy enough to walk him willingly into waging war while working alongside noble warriors? What was wisdom? And a second thought took Kai by storm. He realized very quickly that he possessed not only a divided heart and mind in affection toward tribe, but in affection towards women. Would his love for Torah cause him to act in a brash and foolish manner that he would come to regret? Should he be enraged by the prospect of her being unsafe with the ties his tribe knew they had? Or would he find out that this was a foolish Troust hoax all along, a narrative to break him? If not a hoax, was he then wrong to allow his growing affection for Astrid to haze his responsibility to return?